Where is it? There it is. All right, so we've got Hunt Down Virtual versus HITCO. So this is these are real decks. Speaking of real decks, you know what's a real deck? EBO. And Commander Luke Skywalker is a pretty important card for that. I've got a Commander Luke Skywalker for anyone who can name all of the members of Chewbacca's family. So, of course, Twilight is Upon Me is a big is a big change for HITCO. It lets you download Yoda's hut and does a little extra and gives you the +1 to Force generation. So you get that plus Walkling. All right. Oh, and Jedi Mind Tricks 20 with the real names. his wife, his son, and the grandpa who likes porn. Yeah, I would have accepted Itchy, Lumpy, and Mala, but Jedi Mind Tricks 20 goes above and beyond. Atachuk. I can never know how to pronounce that. That's Itchy. Then Lumpawaru and Malatobuk. Seriously though, like there is basically a scene where Itchy watches porn. Yeah, so Jedi Mind Tricks, I think I know who you are, but message me on the forums or in Slack, and I will to remind me to send you this very, very boomeranged Commander Luke Skywalker for all of your Australian Echo Base Ops decks needs. All right. And we have lost the personal shuttle because nobody's going to space in this game. Grabbing Rescue in the Clouds. You're grabbing Rescue in the Clouds usually kind of just makes everybody happy. The light side player is never that upset that you grabbed their rescue, but oh, I can't respond in chat. They noticed that we're on stream. Rebel Spy says seeing this matchup a lot today. I actually have not seen this matchup a lot today. In my pod, all I saw were I lost games, so all I saw were these weird decks that I wasn't expecting. So yeah, I actually did not see. I was thinking about it. I don't think I saw a single set 13 card in any of the games that I played this morning. Which yeah, it's interesting. I mean, obviously, I think that these decks are good. Joe's HITCO beat Justin's Hunt Down Virtual. Justin Desai. Yeah. Yeah, I think that light side mains are. I mean, I haven't played with HITCO in a while, but I think that light side mains are still favored over dark side mains right now. Um, and Hunt Down Virtual, um, Hunt Down Virtual is really solid. I think it's really balanced. But I don't think it has quite the raw power of HITCO. Um, I mean, the Inquisitors are really cool. I like the Inquisitors a lot. But they just don't have quite that. I think it because of the high destiny, it kind of trades off. They're not quite as powerful of cards as they might be. But we'll see as the game goes on. Force strain bonus cancel seems to be the strongest point. It cancels force strain bonuses? Oh, yeah, when you flip, it cancels the force strain bonuses. Yeah. I mean, I tested my deck against Hunt Down Virtual a decent amount, and I don't know what the card does. Kicks Yavin 4 Ops out of the meta. Yavin 4 Ops is a Jawa deck. Don't worry. Hunt Down Virtual will probably be banned in Jawa. I mean, looking at the stats from Heat 1, the deck breakdown. Hunt Down V was the most popular deck in our pod. Imperial Entanglements, ISB, and CCT were the next three, all with 3. Hunt Down V had 7 in our pod. And HITCO was the most popular light side with 6. Legend having 5. If I had to redo Jawa, knowing what we know now, what previously banned decks would I allow in? So here's the thing with Jawa. I like for it to be an unbalanced format. I think that it's perfectly, if there's a deck that that just is like Watto. I in the Jawa Brawl was a pretty dominant deck. I don't know stats. I'm not Echo Base Trooper. But Watto was a pretty dominant deck, but it's not a very dominant deck in open. And I don't think that anything in Jawa was broken enough to be a problem, because to me Jawa is a casual format. It is about cutting off the top, just the most popular decks that everyone is sick of seeing, and then showing them other decks that they can play against. And as long as we're not playing it constantly, as long as that's not the only format that you're playing, then you're never going to get to a point where you're seeing the same 5 decks over and over again. And that's why I like, because it's more about, to me it's more about just shaking things up every once in a while, and opening up people's ideas than creating like a secondary more balanced format or something like that. So, I mean, we're going to update the band list after this event, and we'll look at the popularity of it'll probably be basically the top 5 most popular decks. I mean, one person played Watch Your Step in my pod, so I don't know how popular Watch Your Step will be in the overall event. And again, if Watch Your Step isn't popular in Worlds, but then like a month after Worlds it kind of breaks through, then whatever, it'll be good. But then the next time we update it in 6 months or whatever, then it won't be. So and yes, I do think that we're in a situation where court's going to be legal in Jawa, which is going to be awesome. Watch Your Step is at 6% of light side so far overall. So that's it doesn't sound like a lot. I think people just haven't figured out Watch Your Step yet. Non-V hunt down. Yeah, haven't everybody, all the dark side mains players are playing virtual hunt down now. They are two pretty different decks. It's been a long time since I played since I played against the old Hunt Down V, but I feel like the old Hunt Down V like kind of almost superseded regular Hunt Down. I kind of think that in the right context, regular Hunt Down is still good, and it's trying to do a different thing. Hunt Down V is the Inquisitor's deck. But yeah, I haven't seen it. I just think all the Dark Side mains players, unlike Watch Your Step, where Watch Your Step is a deck that not a lot of people were playing, and then there's also all these new cards that kind of fundamentally change how the deck works. Hunt Down V is a mains deck, and people know how to build mains decks, and people know how to play mains decks. So, yeah, we shall see. This meta is far from solved. We've got Luke and Obi-Wan fighting Vader. The circle is now complete. When was the last time you saw that played? Did I consider Palace Raiders for today? I didn't, only because I didn't spend as much time kind of testing and stuff. I didn't really reinvent the wheel. Wait, what did he just do? Okay. Did you guys know that a Jedi's resilience will cancel a duel? So the circle is now complete. Is non-unique. Wow. So for those who are only half paying attention like me, Joe Olson just played The Circle is Now Complete to have Vader duel Obi-Wan. The opponent, SGCS Steams, what's his name? I'm bad at names. Sam Stearns, he went to cancel it with a Jedi's Resilience, which I didn't even know the Jedi's Resilience did that. But it sends it back to hand, so he just played it again. That was pretty awesome. All right, so we've got First Strike. And he pulls Aim High, not Simple Tricks. Okay, Nick Rice in the chat says that you would need to grab uh, the circle is now complete. Is this a premiere game? Joe just played Sense. Gemp lights up a response and you don't think through your action. Yeah. Could be. Man, I need to learn HITCO. I'll bet I'd be a good HITCO player. But yeah, basically you would have to grab it and then cancel it, and then it would stay on the grabber. 12 card HITCO. See, that I don't know. There was a time several years ago when dueling was more of a thing. Yeah. I believe it. And Joe plays another Sense. Joe's deck only virtual cards and premier cards, apparently. Does Darkseid use his lightsaber? Okay. And but Sam, it looks like does. Oh, that was a Battle Destiny. Okay. Yeah, that was a crazy turn. I should probably be paying more attention to the game. Vader lives. Yep. Emperor's Enforcer is a really good, well designed version of Vader. I feel like I mean, he's first of all he's on a easy enough to find card. He's a leader. Weirdly, other personas of Vader are not leaders. He's immune to Sorry About the Mess, which there's just too much Sorry About the Mess. But yeah, he's a good solid version. He doesn't have that annoying like increase to his defense value, so he's beatable. So so now just because we're um because we're because we're not sure what's going on here. It looks like right now Obi-Wan and Rey are both out of play, and both copies of Luke's saber uh, have been lost. So not looking great for Sam here. How did Rey get placed out of play? That's a good question. Let me see if I can find that for you. How many hours of sleep am I operating on? uh, I can't find. I don't know how. I don't know how Rey got placed out of play. I just see in the chat they mention it. So I interviewed Johnny Chu at 9 o'clock last night, and I did take about an hour nap before that. Probably search Control F. Um. Okay, so he tried to retrieve with his objective, and Joe stacked a card on I feel the conflict to place it out of play. But yes, hours. How many hours of sleep am I operating on? So I took about an hour nap last night after work. Then I interviewed Johnny Chu, and did some other stuff. But I was like antsy and stuff, so I got to sleep about midnight. After I played the Buffy the Vampire Slayer Game Boy Color game for about an hour on my emulator, and yeah, woke up at about 3 and had breakfast, and then 4 a.m. was time to start playing the Star Wars cards. So yeah, not a whole lot, not a whole lot of sleep. Um, actually, I was kind of impressed with this Buffy Game Boy Color game. Like, there's like scenes where they're talking, and then you like walk and you kill vampires, and for a Game Boy game, it was not that bad. So he played A Virgins in the Force, the light side mirror to Joker King's favorite Enter the Bureaucrat. Scum and Villainy is a good card. I don't understand. There's been some backlash about Scum and Villainy lately. I think it's like a really it's one of my favorite cards too. Like you're playing aliens who should be kind of a little bit weaker, and you play a few more of them versus Banes and whatnot. Um and So because you're playing more characters, because it's more card heavy, you get a little bit of retrieval there. It's I think it's a great card. it warps the cost of cards, but it helps, but that kind of makes it so that the cards are good in that deck and they're bad in the other decks. I think that when you the problem comes when you design a card that's an alien that's good enough to be played in a Dark Side Mains deck, and then is deploy and forfeit appropriate to a Dark Side Mains deck, and then you drop it into the thing. Yeah. But yeah, like yeah. I agree with the chat, I think. You can tell that I've had a finite amount of sleep. Yeah, I just think in general that characters' forfeits are too high right now. I think that attrition is a part of battle for a reason. And yeah, when you just, I think more than, I don't know, I would much rather have every card be Destiny 6, and then you just, you have really swingy battles than, you draw 12 for Destiny and it kills like 2 random scrubs. But all right, he brought Vader back to hand. Character deployed, yeah. I feel like the Jedi Council does not have the best record. Benjamin Rupot says, "Trust the chat. We're like members of the Jedi Council." Yeah. With the wise advice. Although that's a shield that I would never pull. Never pull the Sense Ultra shields. Corn was for training Anakin. Which Anakin? I don't remember. I don't remember there being controversy about training Anakin Solo, but that may have been one of the books that I didn't read. My username is Corin, and I yes episode 1 Yoda, Ahsoka, and Cassian Andor. That sounds like a Disney Plus series to me. That could totally happen on Disney Plus. Whatever happened to, they were gonna give Cassian his own series, and I just haven't heard anything about it in a long time. I mean, I guess it's 2020 and there's been some complications, but man, you guys watching Mandalorian? It's so good. And it's like, I've heard some criticisms where it's like, what did he try to retrieve? Luke's lightsaber. Maybe he's intentionally retrieving key cards so that he can get lots of things on I Feel the Conflict. I don't know. He also might not have any other retrieval in the deck. Now we're all talking. Now the chat is once again talking about whether or not it was the right thing to train Anakin. But like, wouldn't the Separatists have just won if not for Anakin? Like, wouldn't the Sith still have taken over the galaxy? I don't know. I kind of think that Anakin. My little interpretation is that Anakin is not as strong as people like thought he was. That's why Yoda goes to fight Palpy. He doesn't go to fight. Um, you know, he doesn't go to fight. Obi-Wan doesn't go. Obi-Wan has to go to fight Anakin. Because they're more matched or whatever Yoda's logic is. I mean, the gray Jedi stuff is interesting to me because a lot of the concept of that was with Jason Solo and Vergeer in New Jedi Order, and then later we find out that New Jedi Order is or that Vergeer was a Sith, and then Anakin or then Jason Solo goes crazy and becomes Darth Caedus, like uh you know and this is why we needed a reboot for Disney. No, I love that stuff, but the continuity toward the end was a mess. And if they more dudes deploying. Yep, there's a battle there. Hatred. Yeah, Cassian was canceled by Vader. This hatred card thing where it's like you do you want to lose the Force? You almost always just lose the Force, right? Yeah. Sounds like the cat's giving my wife some problems. Hayes never loses the Force. Okay. Yeah. So I apparently do it wrong. Usually when there's a decision and it's like do this or lose a Force, I usually just lose a Force. So I guess that's probably why I lose. And that is why you fail. Battle Destiny of 8. And he draws a 0. Been seeing a lot of zeros drawn for Destiny lately. No, I mean other people drawing zeros for Destiny. Really the 12 card TRM, because I play so many copies of Weeza and the other one, uh, Speak, um, I pretty much the only floating zero is the Luke site, the Act 2 site. Um, Someone needs another nap. Yeah, maybe. Look, I'm doing my best. It's their fault for putting me on the high profile games. Yeah, I can move my video if you guys want to be able to read the GIMP chat. It's just that it's got to be somewhere. So um, if it's not there, then it's covers up part of the hand, or yeah, or part of the something. I don't know. I mean, honestly, when I started streaming, I didn't even do a video feed, and then people were like, "It's very important that you do a video feed." They were gonna like overnight a webcam to me in the midst of in the height of the pandemic for the NPC. Yeah, I don't know. It's you know, I'm not the boss. I don't make the rules. All right. Yeah, I don't know. They just they said that it's better to watch if you can see the person. Um, and then everybody said I had a cool setup, so whatever. Anything that helps my ego. Um, yeah, the only reason that I have this webcam is that my mom put together a Raspberry Pi, the computer thing, and the only thing she could figure out how to do with it was set up a webcam. And so because she didn't use it for anything, she gave it to me so that I could not do anything with it for 2 years. And actually, I did set up an emulator on it recently. And this guy's got a microphone. We need viewers to see this. Yeah, and so I happened to have it, and I plugged it in, and it worked, and the rest is history. I don't know. I think that it adds something sometimes. I don't know. the yeah, J Knapp compared me with this Dan Patrick person because I've been doing these interviews, and I googled Dan Patrick, and I was like, the lieutenant governor of Texas who said that he wanted grandparents to die, and apparently that's a different Dan Patrick. uh yeah, the I'll have the Desai interview out for you guys here probably in the next few days, and then Johnny Chu interview. Yeah, too much sports for my taste, definitely. Uh, yeah, sports. I don't know, just not a sports guy. Notoriously great hair. My hair's good. I got my. I don't know why I have these. I don't know why I have the headphones on. I'm not talking to anybody. There, see, I got nice hair. Yeah. Cause I was gonna have you guys like call in to answer the trivia questions. Um but then I decided not to. I think that perms are things, yes. But they're more things that old women get. For initiating a forced reign of 0, since Sam did not pull simple tricks back a million years ago. He pulled aim high instead. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You know. Yeah, you got an international, there's an international crowd here. Yeah. But oh, right, simple tricks wouldn't do anything there because he doesn't have he doesn't have a battleground. Yeah. Wondering what other characters are left in the deck. Yeah. Hunt Down has 2 guys and 2 sabers, and yeah, he might have Corin Horn. That's true. They need to bring Corin Horn back into canon. I feel like he's a character that doesn't have he doesn't have the baggage of like Mara Jade, because Mara Jade, Luke's wife, and Luke didn't have a wife or whatever. Yeah, but Corin Horn, I think you could bring him back in into canon. I Jedi was such a good book. He's got Lando. Lando and Hera. Yeah, if he wasn't down by a lot, if you look at Life Force plus hand, um, we're looking at 33 versus 14. Yeah. I do like seeing the Grand. I do like the Grand Inquisitor seeing some play. Ooh, that hurts. Killing off Lando. Harris still draws 1 though. And Hayes called it. That was a clash of sabers. Sam in the stream says this was for sure too risky, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, I mean, at some point, you gotta make him have it. He declines to draw. All the cool kids are declining to draw these days. So declining to draw, what that means when Joe's got a 9-card hand, and Lightside has no force saved, and first strike is on table, Joe can just drop whatever he's got in his hand and just beat down on Hera. Probably whoever he has in his hand is an Imperial, so Lightside will get 1 destiny, but EPP Mara plus an Inquisitor. Sam in the chat says, "Here comes the first strike beatdown." And we got some spam in my chat. That's nice. Famous. We'll probably get a little bit of damage in, though. And he knew that that Light had drawn their fourth Luke for Destiny last turn. Yeah, 4 battle damage here. Vader has just been hanging out on his own all game. I think it's super interesting, the way that Hunt Down Virtual has all these like kind of smallish battles as opposed to where we were at with the Doom stacking, with ISB and whatnot. You tend to have these it's like trading, and so something like First Strike can be really key. Yeah, it's a tempo thing. Yeah, it's just interesting, and I like it. All right, and a Rebel Spy has won with Darth Vader. Very Hey, Mark. Yes, I do have that. He gave me a good deal on that Reflection 1 foil set. It looks great. It's in a box over there. Yeah, that was a fun interaction. Yeah, buy things from Mark Walseth. All right. Give me just a moment. I'll figure out who we're following next.